know what? I'm gonna wait. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where my buttons are at. So one time I put my stand in and hit one of the buttons and turned off the camera, but I couldn't wait. I couldn't. I want to sit down and have a bowl of cereal and eat, but I gotta see what this is going to look like. So I gotta find out for myself. All right, first things first. My name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. A few minutes ago, we just did a demonstration showing off the Black Phoenix, Black Phoenix 19. And we did a demonstration. We took several black surfaces. We took black cotton and polyester mix, vinyl mesh, put it against the screen, put on a white level to show exactly what black surfaces would produce the highest white level. As you can see, the Phoenix actually did an amazing job. It was able to produce those very high white levels with no problem whatsoever. Now, I'm also curious that when it comes to these gray screen paint mixes, including my mix, where do they lay at on these different forms of black surfaces? Because I don't see a lot of contrast demonstrations. Now, we do contrast demonstrations on ours because we'll show you that our product is not going to be to pull that contrast level. It doesn't have that capability. Gray screens and white screens don't have that ability to pull contrast in proper colors. This is why you're told to calibrate. So I'm curious to see that if we take any one of those black surfaces that we just used a few minutes ago on the Phoenix, and we drape this over this surface here, which is actually a screen coated with my mix, my own black and white mixture paint, to see exactly where the contrast levels pull up on the screen paints. Because like I said, anytime I see these demonstrations, they're never done. I mean, literally never done. I see a lot of bright environments. I see a lot of pretty colors. I never see any star fields or no OLEDs or nothing like that. It's always done in these really, really dark environments. And the reason why they do that is because the screen has a better chance of producing contrast level in the dark than it does with the lights on. So these are things they do, they cheat. All right, so first things first, let's fire up the projector. Let's get it to fit the screen. Now, this screen paint you're seeing right here is my mix. It is a product that I made. It's a black and white paint. As I said before, that the individual who made the Metallica Mix 2.0, as I said before, he does have a video of him showing him making the product. The video was deleted off his channel. We do have the video. We used the video to make the product itself, so we could basically compare it to the product that we purchased from him to see how close they came together. Surprisingly, they matched very well, and it also matched the personal mix extremely well. So this is the My Mix version of the product that I made, like I said, with just black and white paint, backing up the product that he was showing how to make for free, which was actually made with black and white paint. And like I said, interesting thing about that was the title of the video was Metallica Paint 2.0, which is a paint we purchased. All right, so first things first, I'm going to show you that they are both the same, so you can see that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take those everyday black surfaces, vinyl and all that, we're going to put that against the screen. We're going to show the contrast levels. Like I said, we just did a video a few minutes ago using these same materials on our screen showing the white levels. So anytime I show a black screen off, white levels have to be represented. Anytime you show a gray screen, contrast levels have to be represented. No one gets to take the shortcut, the easy way out. It doesn't work that way. So first things first, let's go back a bit to the beginning. And I'm going to bring my lens shift down so that way I don't have to hang up any of the sample sheets. I can just lay them down. This is one thing I love about lens shift. Just move your stuff down. Which every projector should come with lens shift. It'd be so much easier for everybody. You know? But they don't do that. You got to pay extra for that lens shift. Like I said, you get nothing on your projector for free. Not in the contrast ratio. That's not free. You will pay for that. Just some of you will never get a chance to use it. All right, so this is his product right here. This is the Metallica Mix 2.0. This is the video that he deleted off the channel showing how to make the product. So we're going to put this right here against my mix. This is my product right here that I made, right there. And you can see where the product matches perfectly. Now, one of the things you know about when it comes to white screens or gray screens, they'll pick up very high white levels, something that they're supposed to do, pick up those high white levels. Fortunately, Phoenix picks it up too. Not Phoenix, yeah, Phoenix. The Phoenix picks up white levels too. Very, very good. But anyway, we're not talking about the Phoenix right now. So anyway, they're supposed to do that. One of the things that these screens lack in is that contrast level. They can't seem to pull it. So, like I said, since none of these demonstrations were done correctly, and when someone's displaying these contrast levels, they constantly like to do it in the dark, you know what I mean? They don't really show you any hard evidence. They do a lot of standalone screens, which means the screen stands by itself. There's nothing behind it to show the difference between the two. We're going to take the black fabric, we're going to show contrast demonstrations only to see where they lay at. And just to show you how much it matches, blue screen. That's how much of a perfect match my product is next to his. Just real quick. So I think before this individual goes out and starts swinging the word scam around, I think you really need to come to grips with the video you deleted off your channel showing you making the exact same product that we paid $107 for. Now, since I'm well aware of what I got myself into when I purchased it, but if I wasn't, I was an everyday customer, I'll sue you for fraud, because that's fraud, buddy. And like I said, we have a deleted video showing you making the exact same product with the same label on it. So you see they perfectly match. All right, and also too, they do the same thing in contrast, because if he says, well, mine produces a different contrast level, no, they produce the same thing in contrast. They produce the same thing in white levels. They match all the way through. See, do the same thing. All right, so, oh, wait. Before we do that, let's go over here real quick. So, you really shouldn't go around talking about me being a scammer and a fake and all that. When you have evidence, we have hard evidence against you of you deleting videos. The very same product we have right here. If you care to see the demonstration, we'll post it below. You can check it out for yourself. All right, let's get to the good part. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to cover this up right now and we're going to show contrast levels. So let's start off with this is mesh. So this is a mesh material. This is what I'm using when I'm rebuilding my stand out front. I told you I'm going to build my new taking down to 135, and I want to put a nice customized sound bar. So I got myself some speaker grill. This is weatherproof, just so you know. So you'll get a chance to see all that once we got that set up outside. We're going to hang this up like this. All right. And for those of you that are going to be looking at this and going, well, Bird, and I hope you do this, well, Bird, why in the world would I ever go out and buy your black products when I can do the same thing with this material? Oh, you didn't see the last video, did you? We'll post that below. These fabrics we're going to be showing you, we just tested them against the Phoenix on white levels, and they came out really dirty and disgusting. So we'll show you why. The difference between that. We'll post it at the bottom. Check it out for yourself. We already did the test already, so we're just doing a recap on this. If you're like, oh, Bird, I can do the same thing if I just basically use this, and I can get the same results. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so let's come over here and let's see. Now, this is what you're supposed to do when you test your products. As I said before, when we test out any black screen, we had to do chalk paint. We had to do, we got all kinds of videos on that. Like I said, I'll show you a video where we did a demonstration of the 7 versus black paint. You'll like that one too. But when you're doing a gray screen, you have to show your contrast levels. Oh, hold on for a minute. Hey, you gotta show your contrast levels. Gotta show them. You can't just fake that demonstration. You can't do that. You gotta show the contrast levels. It's very important that you do that. You want to see something interesting? This is the UV mix. Want to see the contrast level on the UV mix next to a black surface? That's how it comes up. It doesn't produce black. It doesn't produce a contrast level. That's a black surface. That surface is going to produce a 100% contrast level. That's what it's going to produce. And that surface right there, there is no form of white coating capability at all whatsoever, which we displayed on the Phoenix when we lined all these up against the Phoenix. Let's pull out, so we're going to do this against the light gray screens. Like I said, he doesn't do any testing on this anyway, so we already know the deal behind that one. Let's do the contrast demonstrations. Let's get ourselves a Starfield demonstration. Starfield screensaver. You know, it's interesting. Look at the white level on that, and that white level couldn't even match our Phoenix, and our Phoenix was higher than that. Our Phoenix turned that surface dark. Oh, I forgot what it's watching. So any one of these surfaces over here are going to produce a contrast level better than this product. The problem we have here, if you came on YouTube and he says, okay, look, my product basically has fair contrast. The contrast is even better if you're in an ambient light controlled environment. That's actually telling the truth, because that's actually how it's going to react. But instead, he comes out and he says, my product produces contrast levels equal to a black screen. He talks about constantly the white levels, the bright levels. Oh, you can't do that on a Phoenix, can you? A Phoenix can basically match your screen with no problem. Nah, I said that screen's going to cancel your stuff. So we already know what's going to happen with that. But anyway, let's move on. So he'll constantly tone in on the white levels, the white levels, the white levels, the white levels. What's the point if you basically toning in on the white levels, if you basically feel that there's no contrast in anything, so there's no contrast in gaming, there's no contrast in sports or movies or nothing like that, then why the heck do you even have it on your projector to begin with if contrast is not important? Why even put it on there and charge you for it? Shame. When we purchased the P2, I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. I'm going to show you what that thing is supposed to look like, and we'll take Control Products and we'll put it right against the P2, and we'll show you exactly. Or we're going to purchase that projector, and you'll see exactly why that projector, you're going to see how that projector actually is supposed to look in a fully lit environment. Because, like I said, they're ultra short throw projectors. If you look at ultra short throw projector setups, they're set up to be like a TV in your home, but a projector version. When you come home and turn your TV on, do you turn out your lights? Do you use ambient light controlled environments? Do you darken your curtains when you use a TV? No. Then why are you doing that with an ultra short throw projector setup? So this shows you that any fabric that we have up here is going to produce a better contrast level than his product. When I sat there and said, just take a black piece of paper or black paint or whatever you have and put it up, take your screen, stick it in the middle of it, and show a Starfield demonstration and show us the difference. On the video I just did a few minutes ago, what did I do? I put on a white screen display. I took the black surfaces, I stuck those against my screen. I showed you the difference between my white levels on my black technology versus the black technology here. The black surfaces we have here. You can't do that. Here's your personal mix. Now these are demonstrations. His personal mix, he showed demonstrations in the dark of him pulling up the OLED horse. He did that demonstration in the dark. You did it on a standalone. There's nothing behind it challenging the screen. Even if we do a standalone or demonstrations, we have so much ambient light in the environment. It's brighter than everything you have in your house. My entire downstairs is brighter than your entire apartment. We can show displays outside, which have more light than we have in here. My projectors don't cost $4,000 and $5,000. You're not picking that up at all, period. Let's go over to OLED. Cancel. Panasonic 4K demonstrations. That brings it up faster. Have you done any of these tests? Have y'all, any of y'all seen any of these tests done on his YouTube channel? Any of these? How come you don't see any of these tests? Why are the tests not being displayed? Sorry, I had to take my alarm off. So this is the first time you've seen this, right? Okay. Any black surface will beat your screen. That's how old your stuff is. Any black surface will beat your screen. That's just to give you an idea so y'all can see that. This is why you don't see these demonstrations. Never does any of these demonstrations at all. You can't. We're going to be doing some more demonstrations on black surfaces next to the Phoenix, because now I'm excited about that. Now I got to go on the hunt. I got to go out and find me some black screens. Let's see how many black surfaces we can find that we can throw against the screen to see which one turns out and has the highest white level. Let's go grab, we're going to do contrast demonstrations. Okay, let's go pull this up. Now this is speaker mesh. That's all it is, speaker mesh. Because like I said, I'm custom designing my screen outside, and I want to put a giant soundbar at the bar. So I'm building my speakers for my whatchamacallit. I got to go pick up the parts and transistors and amps and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm customizing. It's going to be weatherproof and everything. So I'm doing some research on how to do it. And I need speaker grills, so that's what I ordered that for. This is why, when I explain to you that his technology, well, it doesn't say it's paint, doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Excuse me. Just like when I asked them the white. Oh, we got time to do that too. We're gonna do with the UV mix. We're gonna do the widescreen, reverse it, and show you not standalone. Like he does standalone UV mix all the time. You're not supposed to do that, buddy. The same way with my dark screen, when I showed you guys that white level that popped up on the screen, and I took the black screens and put it against it to show you the difference in the white levels. Well, guess what, buddy? We're going to take the 135 inch, we're going to drape it over this, and we're going to take a UV mix, and we're going to pull up white levels to see where your white levels lay at on your UV mix. Just like I had to show off my white levels and show you where they lay at, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it in this one too. Might just knock them all out in one hit. Let's grab this one right here. Yeah, he failed to show you any of this stuff. He wasn't going to show you this. No way in the world he was going to show you this. If he just showed you this, his screen, you wouldn't have bought his product. A black surface. Oh shoot! I just noticed that too. Yo, my screen could have fell off and see, God is good. I have my screen. My screen is extremely heavy. See right there where that screw is bent. My screen was literally hanging up against that. That could have fell off, hit my speaker down there, and damaged my speaker. That's how amazing God is. That screen did not fall off. It could have came off and broke my foot because my foot was underneath at a time. Yep. Thank you, Lord. All right, let's continue on to this. This is why he gets so mad and angry on camera, because he doesn't do these demonstrations. This is stuff you're supposed to be seeing. These are test results you're supposed to be seeing. If you're going to be taking the time to put the investment in to buy yourself a nice projector and, set up your theater room, you need to know what your projector is going to be projecting off of. Now, the amount of fake demonstrations you have done, you really could get a job working at Sands Casino. I don't know, as a musician, maybe a musician's helper, or I don't know, but yeah, your product doesn't work like. This right here is my mix, so we don't mind it into the equation. So that's my mix right there. That's my screen paint that I made. The one behind that's on painted on cardboard. That's mine right there. And that's the black and white mixture. The one you just saw me do when I first did the demonstration. I showed the product laying against it. The big one, that's my mix, and that's my mix right there. They all do the same thing. And that's a black and white paint. And I need to put that up again because, man, that's why you don't see any of these demonstrations, because he doesn't show you these demonstrations. These demonstrations you're supposed to be seeing. I'm not going to show you this on camera. Heck no. Just got to keep things a secret. So interesting. Let's think about this for a minute, right? So the fabric we're showing you right now, that's actually showing better contrast and color than his screen. This is the same fabric that was laying against a Phoenix about a few minutes ago, that the Phoenix turned dark when it produced a white level on the Phoenix. So if the technology we developed is supposed to be so dark as Crow portrays in his demonstrations, right? Our images come so dark. How is it possible that this product is not turning this screen unwatchable, and yet this screen can't pull a high enough white level to match our Phoenix? See, he doesn't think things through when he does stuff. Or you're gonna wish you really had Groundhog syndrome. You're gonna want to forget this couple of days. See, run your mouth. Don't get you nowhere. I can back it up. I can come on here, I can back it up all day. And I said before, if you can't pick up contrast, you can't pick up color. Look at the astroturf on the grass. All right, we got to keep this fair. We did say contrast only, did we not? Man. Now he'll say, but my screen picks up a higher white level. We know that already. Stop talking about that. We know it's going to pick up a higher white level. You know, that's black screens. Black screens are black. They're going to pick up a higher contrast regardless. You're always going to pick up a higher contrast level. White screens are always going to pick up a higher white level. Guess what? Your screen's in limbo. It can't pick up a white level next to a white screen. It can't pick up a contrast level next to a black screen. It can't pick up color next to a black screen. What category do your screens lay in? Obsolete land. That's where they lay at because there's no use for them. That's why. So you keep going on about your white levels. Well, guess what, buddy? I got a screen paint in there called My Mix Light, and it produces a higher white level than all your products, and it's black and white paint. So if you want to go about white levels, I can bring that out for you because that product pulls a higher white level than your products. Now, unfortunately, because the white levels are so high, the contrast starts to drop. So your screen is going to pull a little better contrast because it's a little darker. But My Mix will too because I have a My Mix Original, and I have a My Mix Mid, which is an in-between. You're talking about somebody being jealous of your product for what? I have so much technology, it's not even funny. You're still using the same stuff from 8 years ago. I've evolved way past that now. By the time you even think about even catching up, we'll have something way beyond what we already have. Oh, that's the video I was looking for yesterday to do against your video. We got plenty of time because I still have to do an ultra short though demonstration. I don't want to do too many of these because I don't want his product against my screen, period. We already seen what it did to it. I want to get back to my serious demonstrations, but this is just to put him in place because he needs to be put in place from time to time. Let's go over here and let's pull up, let's see. Sony contrast demonstration. I've been asking you for the longest time. Starfield demonstration. Starfield demonstration. Can you show a Starfield demonstration? Can you do a fully lit environment with a Starfield demonstration? Can you take a 150-inch screen, take it outside, paint it, and put it in your backyard, do a Starfield demonstration? I've asked you multiple times. Starfield demonstration. And you avoid it. You come on camera, you start ranting about our products. You never do the demonstration at all. Never. Well, now we're going to do it for you. And I'm putting my product right next to yours. When he does his demonstrations like this is what he'll do. He'll have the screen by itself, poorly lit environment, and he'll get up on close on the screen. He'll go look at the contrast levels. Are you kidding me? Really? Seriously? That's not passable. Having your screen in a fully lit environment with your projector sitting back over 14 feet and doing that demonstration in a fully lit environment, that's a demonstration. Doing that demonstration with another black surface behind the back of your screen, that's a demonstration. So we know we're not going to pull contrast. Let's go back to Starfield. Starfield screensaver. Now we're going to test next my sofa cover. So as you can see, none of them are going to pick it up. Let's go over here and let's get my sofa cover. So they're all reacting the same way. Except for this one is actually much lighter and it has less contrast. I told you, the lighter the screen paint, he says, if I can make a lighter screen paint. Why would you even make a lighter screen paint? That means the contrast washes out even faster and the color washes out even faster. That means you're getting closer and closer to a white screen. Let's go use, what we're going to use here, this right here is a cotton blend. It is the cover to one of my sofas, which I've removed. I'm getting ready to redo my living room in there. We get ready for the projector setup. We're going to call that the Blue Lounge. You'll see why once I get done with the whole work on it. We get rain today. All right, so I'm going to cover this up here. Cover this up here. And there we go. We got our surface. There is the 1 and 2 and 3. So as you can see, the contrast, of course, is going to pick up better than his product, because his product can't see contrast, which for some reason he keeps claiming it can. Let's go with the LG Beta Fish. Let's get some of this stuff moved out of the way. Let's get this here so we can separate this a little better. And this is the sofa throw off my sofa. No contrast received. Let's go over and let's grab, I'm going to put this over here. I don't got much of this. This is the, I don't think we're going to be able to use this. It's so ripped up so bad. We should be able to get something out of this. So we've got a little bit here in the middle so you can see. That is, I'm going to get a larger piece of that. I'm going to order another piece of that right there. They're cheap. I'm going to order me another piece of that and we'll put that in there. That is actually polyester and cotton. That's a kind of it's a bed sheet. Now, you're claiming on camera that the product that you have of ours, which basically can see white light, you're claiming that our product came up so dark you can't see it. But yet we're using everyday black sheets of fabric. And it's producing a better image than your product. You lied, buddy. Like I said, you're a liar. You want more evidence? I got more evidence for you. I told you, I used to make this stuff. I know how to test this stuff on every level you could possibly think of. All the corners that you cut, I can show people exactly how it's going to actually look in real life. And we're doing this in real time. There's no dimming lights in here. None of that nonsense. You can't fake your demonstrations in here. This is why, and I told you, he doesn't do any test demonstrations. The first thing he does when he gets his product is he'll paint it onto a surface, and then he'll take that same surface and he'll put it into a dark environment. The only time he shows you color, bright environments is less the environment is only displaying color. So that's how he does it, period. Only time you'll see a bright environment where his screen is being displayed, you will only see color only. You will never see contrast, because contrast will never pick up on the screen. It'll come out gray and washed out. When he shows you contrast, it'll always be in a poorly lit environment where basically he can pull up a somewhat decent environment, and he does a whole zoom up, like look how the detail is and all that stuff. No, buddy, jump away from that camera, pull that sucker all the way back, light that environment up, show that Starfield demonstration. No more standalone demonstrations. You shouldn't be doing too many standalones. You should have materials. You should have certified screens. How does your screen measure up against certified screens? Have you ever done 11 certified screens on your screen? Everything ranging from gunmetal to light screens. You don't do that. You will pick a particular screen that will match well close to your screen so you don't have too much of a struggle, and you will select the different videos that you will need to make that video look good. That's what you do. Now, let's see how the UV mix pulls up next to a white screen. I was going to stick you against vinyl, but now, you know what? Let me give you a break today. We're going to go straight to your UV mix. What I don't like about your UV mix is you've never done one demonstration testing the white levels on the UV mix. Not one at all. We do white levels on our dark screen paints all the time. But you don't do anything like that. And if you do something like that, you'll try to stick to, again, bright colors. You don't do solid white levels. Good thing we found that video with the white colors. I think that'll be pretty cool, isn't it? All right, so we're going to take this. I'm going to hang this up here. There we go. This is an Elite white screen with a 0.9 gain. No, sorry. I'm so used to saying that. It has a 3.0, it has a 2.0 gain. All right. Smoothed out. Let's move this a little bit over here. So when you showed off your UV mix, trying to say, oh, but it pulls up an image that, so you did it on a standalone. You did it by itself. So no one could actually see the difference. If a white level were to pop up, they wouldn't be to see the difference because the screen was doing a standalone, which you shouldn't have done. Now, if I can take a 2.0, white sheets in 2.0 and 1.0, and I can put that against my black screen, and I can show you my white levels against another white performance screens. How come you're not doing the same thing? This is your UV mix. This is how it comes up on a white screen. Now, let's show you can pull contrast. I'm not going to say you can't do that. That you can do. Any dark surface is going to pull contrast level. We displayed that already. What you have to be able to display is a white level now. So let's go over to white screen savers. That's what you have to display. The same demonstration I did about 20 minutes ago, probably or so, where I took all those different black surfaces, put on a white scene against my black screen, and showed the difference between my white levels and all these black surfaces I just displayed. That's what you have to do. And let's see what happens. Just like your screen just turned the same surface, same color as the screens I had laying against my screen. And if you sit there and say, well, did you test white screens? Yeah, we did white screens. We did that. We have a video dedicated just to those white screens only. Several sheets of white paper, several certified screens, and a 0.9 gain screen. Did that demonstration yesterday. So yeah, we did that. That's how your UV mix comes up. This is what you should be displaying. You claim that your screen paints can pull a white level equal to a white screen. You have made that statement before, haven't you? This is Crow's personal mix next to an all white screen. No, you do not pull up a white level equal to a white screen. The only screen that can pull up a white level equal to a white screen is another white screen. Just like a black screen. No, nothing can pull an equal level to a black screen but another black screen. There's your Metallica mix right there. I'll take that out. This right here is my mix that I made. That's my mix. Even my mix can't even do that. I would never come on there and tell somebody that my gray paint, screen paint, my mix can pull the same white level as a white screen. Ain't gonna happen. What you do is, when you do your demonstrations, like I said, you have a lot of camouflage colors in there. So that way you can pretty much blend it in where people really don't see it. That's why you need to do the solid colors so people can actually see without any camouflage, without any interference. They can see exactly what they need to see. You don't do that. Let's take the 0.9. By Elite Screens. That screen right now is sitting against your screen. That screen was sitting against our screen yesterday. That's how dark your image comes up. "4K snow screensavers." Told you, the only screen that can pull a screen equal to a white screen is a white screen. But that's not about here nor there. Let's talk about the UV mix. So you already seen that no, he lied when he sat there and told you that his product could pull a white level equal to a white screen. That's virtually impossible. Only white screens can pull white screens next to white screens. That's your UV mix. Now, this is how you know that it's true. Well, you're seeing it live anyway. Because instead of him coming out and backing up his product and doing the exact same demonstration I'm doing here, saying, no, he lied, he faked the demonstration, I'm going to take an all-white screen, I'm going to take the UV mix and stick it in the middle, and I'm going to show you where my UV mix is going to pull white level somewhat equal to the white screen. Has he ever did that? Nope. He'll just come out and lash out at us. And that's a clear indication to show you that he can't do the exact same demonstration we just did in the video, because his product is going to have the same results, especially when it's a live demonstration. So that's all he has, is just lashing out, when I can come in here and back it up. So if your UV mix does do higher white levels, this is a live demonstration, you wouldn't mind today taking an all white screen, sticking your UV mix in the middle of it and showing nothing but white levels only. And keep in mind, we have your product over here. So if you change the color of that paint, we'll notice it, because we'll be able to display your container. We have your container with your original paint in it. So if that paint is changed by any bit, we'll be to see. So you can't do that either. Hey, you went on camera, you told a whole bunch of lies. That's what you did, a whole lot of lies. One of the biggest lies I've ever heard is when you sat there and said that you do business on eBay because they ship your product all over the world. Crow, you don't ship overseas. You can't ship overseas. You know why it's a lie? I ship overseas. I know how much it costs. It's a lot of money to ship overseas. If you're selling your product even at $85 and you're shipping overseas in one of those mailers, I mean, Canada is going to easily cost you $40 if you're shipping to Canada. And an $8 mailer, it's $8 here in the US, but once you reach overseas, it's about $39, $40, almost $50. Now, if you're talking about Australia, you're talking about Hong Kong, Japan, places like that, then you're talking about an easy, maybe $60. So how is it possible that you're making a product that's $85 and you're shipping that overseas, and any one of those countries could easily cost you anywhere from $40 to $50? You're not making any money. You got to think when you talk. You do business on eBay because eBay makes it easier for you to ship all over the world. You can't afford to ship all over the world. You wouldn't make any money. That's why you're gouging on your shipping. You're charging your customers $23 for shipping, and you're shipping our package. When we got it, came here in a mailer. It didn't come in a box. It didn't even on the label or front. It didn't even say the postage stamp was like it's like $8. So we paid $23 for shipping on a package that got here. It was $8. You have to make some money somewhere, because even if you were to ship that in a regular size box, it would be $14. You still would be losing that out of your profit. So there's no way in the world you're shipping this overseas. You can't afford it. So that's another lie you told. Someone having a crush on you? Buddy, I doubt it. I'd say one thing you need to have a crush on. Get a crush on the gym. That's what you need to do. Sorry, but you do. But no one has a crush on you. Sorry. You're jealous over my work, my technology. You're jealous. And the thing about it is, I can come on here and I can back up everything. You can't do that. You can't even do the demonstrations that you should be doing. Stuff like that, when you say stuff like that on camera, just clearly shows that, yeah, you're very, very irritated by me. And you have to be. Because your product doesn't work. And we'll keep out and, he's pulling his tail! But you're irritated, man. You are. But like I said, you fake your demonstrations. This is the first time that anyone's ever seen your product react on this level, because you don't display it. Skyworth, food demonstration. Yeah, no one's jealous of you, buddy. No one's jealous of you. How can I be jealous of your product, like I said, if I was making your product 8 years ago? How could I possibly be jealous of something I've made 8 years ago? Let me see. Let's go to the Skyward food demonstration. We're going to do the long one. Let's see how dark this thing comes up. Now, you got to stop cheating people, you do. Stop deleting videos of you making free products. You got to stop doing stuff like that. Doing contrast demonstrations in the dark, claiming your product to be to do something that it can't do. No, you got to stop doing that. I told you, every time we do a demonstration, I'm going to have my mix do a demonstration just like yours, since we got the same screen paints now. So this is how the UV mix reacts on a white screen. As you can see, it has no white levels at all whatsoever. The screen comes up black. Raise your hand if you've ever seen this demonstration displayed on Crow's channel. You haven't? Oh, okay. First time seeing it here, huh? That's why. Like I said, instead of snapping and going off on camera and ranting like a small child, how about you back it up? Don't talk it, back it up. Take a white screen, take your UV mix, stick it in the middle of the white screen, do it in a fully lit environment with plenty of light, and show your white levels on your UV mix versus a white screen. Take any form of black fabric, you can take your black bed sheets, whatever you got, throw it up, take your personal mix or any of your light gray screen paints and try to match those contrast levels. Try to outperform them. as we did with the Phoenix next to black surfaces on white levels. There's your task for the day. And I bet you $100 he doesn't even do it. I bet you. He'll get on there and start ranting about something stupid. Until then, we're going to do a nice little slideshow. Oh, if you're going through my website, you probably saw the videos where we tested your stuff and post on the site as fake, including next to fake knockoff projectors, because you have a video showing you supporting fake knockoff scam projectors. Oh, our products support them. I wouldn't suggest anyone to buy those things. Look at that. Look how bad that looks. Now, the first minute you go out when you do a demonstration saying my product's so dark you can't see it, I can come here and back it up. I can show you white screens, whatever you want, throw it against the screen. My screen doesn't turn dark. No certified can turn my screen dark. I do a demonstration like this on your product, you don't back it up. You start ranting about us even more. So that's all you have to do today. Simple. All you have to do. Get a white screen, take your UV mix, stick it in the middle, and show nothing but an all-white snowstorm. As a matter of fact, that page you went to is called Screensaver. That's all you got to do is put in HD Screensaver. It'll pop up, or I'll send you a link and do that demonstration and show your white levels. And then take a black sheet and take your mixes that you have and put that up and show nothing but a star field demonstration. That's the only two things you have to do today. And I bet you won't do it. And if he doesn't do it, then it just shows at the end of the day, he is what he is. Now remember, you requested on camera for me to turn my screen around and show that vinyl side, right? And I did it. So I'm requesting you now. Let me take that for a minute. I'm going to show you something, Crow. That's your Metallica Mix 2.0. I'm going to show you something so you can see this. Because you make these claims that your screen can pull a white image equal to a white screen. You know what you do? You heighten your white levels on your projector because your projector is calibrated. Oh, you didn't know that. His projector is calibrated. So when his projector is calibrated, everything, all his colors and stuff are heightened on the projector, including the white levels are brought all the way up. How about you show those settings in the projector, bring all those down too while you're at it? Because we've done that demonstration too on a Casio projector. We brought all the settings down, but past factory settings, and still was able to pull up the same demonstration. That's why we have so many demonstrations done, so you know we can back up anything we want. So I can go back to my archives, pull out that demonstration, go bam, here you go, we did this already. But this is how your UV mix comes up next to a white screen. Now, it's no big surprise. It's not a big surprise. As I said before, that anytime you make a darker screen, the white levels are going to drop. Anytime. It can be a mid-gray screen. If you're slightly darker than a white screen, it's going to start to drop. The less white levels you have in the product and the more contrast you have in it, that means the problem you're going to be faced with next is that your screen's going to come up too dark because your white levels are not high enough. And if your white levels are too high, that means your contrast and your color drops. So like I said, it's a give and take. You got to figure out exactly the right, in there to get that right. So as you're seeing how the two screens are reacting to the white screen. One's producing too much contrast, one's not, and the white levels are really bad, and the other one on the other side, you can see bottom line is the contrast levels aren't all that great, but they're not as worse as the other screen, where they're a little bit better, but they're still having some struggles. But if he didn't have a big white screen behind this, you would have never saw this because he does his screens on a standalone. So you can't see the difference. That's why we have all the certified screens in the kitchen drawer. So when we start throwing these screens up, the screen's not sitting by itself. You can see the screen being compared against other high performance screens. There you go. That's why it doesn't have all the sample sheets that we have. He has certain ones to select to pick the certain screens that will give him less of a struggle. But that's what his product really looks like against a white screen. So when he's telling you that he has the brightest and so forth, no, you don't. I have the brightest. You want to see my bright screen paint mix? I'll show you. It's called my screen paint mix light. This is mine. That's my product. That's my screen paint light that I made with less black paint. That product there alone produces a higher white level than all your products. Now keep in mind, like I said, it's a give or take. So since the white levels are so high, the contrast will drop, and that means that these two screens are going to produce a better contrast level and a better color. So we'll come in and we'll put this one against my mixed light right here, and we'll put this one right here, side by side, and then we'll go back again. Now on the white levels, they're not going to do so well. On color, they'll do much better. So if you want to talk about how light your products are, well, I have my mixed light. My mixed light is just made with less black paint. Well, actually, it has more white paint and just a little bit of black paint in it to give it that result. Now, let's go with my mixed mid, which is a mid color screen paint that I made. Now I call this my mixed mid because my mixed mid is like, it's like not too dark, but not too light. It's just right in there. So that's my mixed mid right there. Next to his UV mix, which is right there. So let's take out this one. So we know that this is a lie when he told you that his product could produce next to a white level. Now we'll take my mixed mid. We'll put that next to my mixed light. And then we have that next to his UV mix right there. Now your personal mix is a very light mix. So we'll take your personal mix and we'll stick this next to my mixed light. My mixed light actually produces a higher white level than your personal mix, than your Metallica mix and your UV mix. So how would it look next to my mixed mid? The only screen paint we have in here that can equal close to a white screen is my mixed light. But even that, as you can see, as light as it is, still it's not picking up the same white level as a white screen. Like I said, it's virtually impossible. No matter how light you make it, unless it's an actual white screen, is the only way it's going to match a white screen. So those stories have been telling about his that Cinemax mix. It's supposed to be the producer next. Oh no, that's not true. Sorry. That's my mix mid. This is the UV mix, which doesn't have any white levels whatsoever. That's what happens when you display off black vinyl. Starfield demonstration. Hot spots like crazy. That's what it does. We gotta go through the commercial. There's Starfield demonstration. There's Crow's product right here. There's Crow's product right here. There is, what do we have here? There is My Mix Light or My Mix Mid, which is not going to show up. I don't want any one of these screens are not going to work. That's why I said it. I've been telling you that for some reason, his special gray screen paints can pull a contrast level equal to a black screen. Remember? And then one point he's saying, oh, contrast is not important. So if you really believe that contrast is not important in a black screen, mind you, this is the person who's telling you from his expert opinion that contrast is not important. Then, like I said, that means that Black Diamond, Screen Innovation, that means that Elite Screens, DMP Supernova, Seymour AV, all these companies that have darker screens must be wrong. And he must be right. There's my product right there, My Mix. Here is the Ultralight. And they're just saying, well, where's the UV mix? Where's the UV mix? Oh, no, we haven't forgot about that one. Hold on. There's the UV mix. Doesn't even pull off contrast level because the screen can't pull solid black. There you go. See how bad the UV mix is? Can't pull contrast, and it can't pull a white level. Not even next to black vinyl. So if you flip it around, it can't do white levels. And if you flip it around on the black side, it can't do contrast. What did you guys just pay for? There's nothing special about this product. You got the same thing over here. My mix does the exact same thing, and some of it does better than his product. And our product can't even do the same thing that he's claiming his product can do. None of these mixes that we made in here, great products, can do the same thing. I don't even know what's worse. The fact that you guys who support him, that put your money and gave it to him, or the fact that I came out here and just showed you what you just got robbed. Well, that's what you support. You reap what you sow. That's what you got. It's a shame. Some of you got some really nice projectors. The only shame you only get 30% out of it. That's all you're going to get. You just paid for something that you're really never ever going to see the full potential of it at all. How does that feel? You paid $107 for black and white paint. That's what you paid for. I have the same thing here. This cost me $15 a gallon. So at the end of the day, I couldn't care less about, now mind you, my customers, I love you to death, always will. But Crow's customers that come in and run your mouth, I couldn't care less about what you say. Because I know exactly what you paid for. And I know that you got scammed pretty bad. And at the end of the day, you got to stare at your screen and realize that you just paid $107 for black and white paint on a projector, and using your projector that you will never, ever, ever see the full potential. And do me a favor, don't bring your business over here. We don't want it. I told you that from the door. Stay where you're at. Enjoy your overpriced paint, because that's what you paid for. Meanwhile, I can paint this up anywhere I want, because trust me, $15 a gallon. Yeah, want to get a little closer look at that? And if you need a little bit more evidence on the Metallica Mix 2.0, how about you take the time to click down below and watch the video of him making the product that we have before us right now. That the video disappeared. See, it's one thing to get on camera and make accusations. It's another thing to get on camera and basically talk about the things that people do and back it up at the same time. So far, what did you get a chance to see me do? You watched me take the UV mix and you watched me put that against white screen, and you watched it basically not produce any form of white levels and come up like a black spot in the middle of the screen. Then you saw me turn the screen around and show the contrast levels, and the screen couldn't even pick up a proper black level. Then you see me take the personal mix, including with my mix and all my other products with that, and you've seen everyday black pieces of fabric and materials produce contrast levels better, and even a little bit color better than his product. You watch me match his screen with $15 black and white paint, which we learned how to make all from his YouTube video that he gave away for free. Now he charges you for it. Got a chance to see a lot of stuff. And then for those of you thinking, well, I can take the same black surface and do the same thing you're doing, good luck with that one, because if you see the demonstration against the Black Phoenix, oh man, that was a beautiful demonstration. We're going to do that again because I got that mixed in with so many stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to make a video today just dedicated for that, so we don't have no in between. So just like the white screens we just did, we did the white screens on our black technology, was just dedicated for that. We're going to do that one again. We're going to run it back today. So I'm going to see if I can find some more stuff in the house that we could throw against that screen. Bear chocka, bear chocka, doo. How are you today, sir? Do 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 do. Ding ding dong. Would you like to be a little closer? So we need to do a demonstration. Let's see, whatever demonstration you do today, I'm going to have it match my mix. So we're going to do ours differently. We're going to do ours in a fully lit environment. See if you display any contra levels. See if you can shake the screen. If you can do any demonstrations that the screen can't do. That's why I told you, challenge the screen. Then we said a couple of days ago, we said, yeah, give me a challenge for the screen, and we'll put your screen side by side. That if you think that your screen paint can do something that my mix can't do, then how about we do like a little competition thing? All you would have to do is basically give me a challenge and do the same challenge as my screen's doing the same challenge, and see if they both match. You're not going to do that. We told you about that, what, 2 days ago, and you ignored it. See how your screen just disappeared? So no, I don't want your product, Pro. Why would I buy it? I can make it. And it reacts the exact same way. Every test I throw at it's going to react the same way. Why would I even want your product now? I can make gallons of it. Look at that. You're not getting any more money. I'm not going to give you anything. Oh, I forgot. We still have to buy. I forgot about that. We need to buy that because we're going to put you against the Black Phoenix. That we have to do. I can make your product and put you against the Black Phoenix if I wanted to, because I know how to make your product. But that's not fair. So we need to be legit. So we need to buy each one, and we need to do the unboxing one by one and put them against the Black Phoenix. So everything's on the up and up. So that's how we're going to do it. So yeah, I will be buying your product anyway. But literally, I could just make it. And someone please tell me how in the world I have the capability of manipulating time and space right now, because I've been accused of being able, I'm using some kind of special effects in live demonstrations. Is that even possible? I mean, apparently, hold on for a minute. Let's check the environment. Let's see if I got any small cameras around, because that is the dumbest thing. I'm sorry, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That you can clearly tell that's a person who is just desperate for any kind of answer and trying to figure out how my product works. He's just desperate now. He's just coming up with all kinds of conspiracy theories that I basically add. Wait, is that a camera? Is that it? Is that it? No, wait, that hooks up. Wait, no, that's not it right there. So I don't have, the floor is not lifted up. We don't have any special mirrors or lights or anything. You see anything at all, period? Any special lights? We're looking around. We got lights back there. We got the materials here. Where would we hide a special camera? Nope, that's for the LED lights. That's my doorbell. That's well, I don't think we have anything in there to do anything. So how is that possible that how? It's real time. So there's no cameras anywhere. We checked, right? No cameras, right? So he says I must be using some kind of special smoke and mirrors. Man, I'm telling you, if I got skills that good, I'm in the wrong profession. I really am. I need to be down at the sands or someplace doing some magical act. I need to be on a cruise line or something. Yeah, okay, accept it, man. It's hard to accept reality. I know it is. I know it's hard to. It's hard to. I understand. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Oh my goodness. I've heard some stuff, man, but it's funny because we just sit back and we laugh at this. My partners and us laugh at this guy because who said, really? You really think I got the, I wonder where the cameras are and how much would it cost to do that? And I got to do the research on that now. I got to look at that up now. If I find the equipment that gives you the ability to be able to manipulate real time as it's actually happening, I'll share the link if I could find something like that. I don't know how that would be even possible. If that was the case, I mean, someone was reporting the news and they messed up on a spot, and they were like, okay, let's rewind this right now. And they're like, no, we can't. This is live. This is live. You're live right now. You're live. Yeah. If that was possible, they would probably take back some of the mistakes on people on the camera, and they don't realize the cameras are rolling and they're picking their nose or something, and like, yo, we're live, we're live. You go, and you straighten up. You think they had the possibility to go back and rewind that in real life time? That they would do that? Oh my goodness, I just thought about that. Remember the movie, what's it called, Remote Control, where the guy had the remote control and he could basically rewind and manipulate time? Yes, that's what he's saying. I have the capability to do it. Maybe this can do it. Maybe this can remote control and pull back time. The reason why I'm saying this is because this is some of the dumbest stuff that this individual will bring up, because he just can't accept the fact that my product is that good. He can't accept it. And he really has this delusional thought that his product's doing all these things. And while we're having this conversation about me being manipulate real time and space, I'm matching your product. About $15 container of paint. I got to start getting ready to eat something to eat too. Yeah, he's something else. Boy, he's something else. Especially that whole COVID nonsense. Yeah, I got COVID. Sure. And I got videos of me basically dating back to August of 2019, before COVID was ever discovered, of me basically showing a house that I was living in that I got sick in. Yep, even got the lab results and the date and time when the testers came through the house to test the house. COVID didn't even exist then. So yeah, that's why I said you got to be careful about opening your mouth and saying dumb things out of your mouth, because I got a backup for everything. And oh, by the way, Crow, even my business associates and customers who do business with me, they know about my lung conditions. But for you to come on camera and say something like that, wow, that is really, really low. That's low. That's very low. All right, so my mom used to always say, stand up and pick yourself up by your bootstraps. But you making a comment like that, you couldn't even do that. And the fact that it's a shame that you take a serious illness such as that and try to use that as a form of a strategy to keep people from buying from me. That I would basically, if I had COVID at the time that I was coughing in that house when I got sick in 2019, I wouldn't be here right now. There's no vaccine. I would have died. There's no way in the world I would be able to get up and do all those video demonstrations or anything. You know how badly that stuff shuts you down? That stuff takes you down. It's I know a few people have it and they went through HE double hockey sticks with it. And some survived, some didn't. And for you to use that as a tactic to get people to stay away from my product, that's really low. But that shows what kind of person you are. You just didn't know that when you're running your mouth that way, that I actually had a video of me recording the incident that happened to me in the house. On my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. If you're willing to steep that low to do something that dirty, then there's nothing else you would do. I don't know anybody would trust you with their credit card or personal information. You doing stuff like that. Do you even take that, what happened, seriously? How many people passed away last year over that? And to use that as a tactic to basically to discourage people from doing business with me? Really? You're a sick individual. You're a very, very, very sick and twisted individual. So let me get this straight. From the times that I was getting up in the morning and taking care of my customers and making sure and doing these video demonstrations, whether I was sick or whether I felt like getting out of bed in the day and doing what has to be done and pushing through and muddling through my day to make sure my customers are all taken care of, and I can't leave the house ever. You know, I couldn't never leave the house. I hadn't left the house in a year and 4 months. So I'm stuck here because the very thing that almost killed me in the last house, I can't leave my house because what's out there could also kill me too. Now, even faster because I have my lungs are deteriorating. So through all those anxieties and craziness I have to go through every day to get up on the camera and say, hey, I'm Kenneth Bird from Crystal Ridge Technology Screens, and never let people know what's going on behind the camera. And you say something that dirty? Well, like I said, God does not reward the hand of the evil. And he's never going to reward you until you learn to act right and treat people with a little more better respect. Until then, buddy boy, like I said, you're going to court. And you're going to have to prove to that judge that these vicious rumors that you spreaded about me, about my product being too dark and you can't see it, you got to prove it. Meanwhile, we can display our screens, which I can't wait to do again today, against black surfaces versus our screens. I got tons of demonstrations live. Are you going to tell the judge in the courtroom that I'm using special cameras and special effects to, well, you say that, man, they're going to stick you in a nut house. You go in that courtroom, you go, no, Your Honor, he has special cameras. He's actually manipulating real time. They're going to 302 you. They're going to stick you in a nut house. I lie you not. Don't go in there and say that. So what are you going to tell them? Because they're going to ask you, why do you believe that Mr. Bird's product comes out this dark? Where's your proof? What are you going to say? Give me a minute to think about that. Okay. Buckle up. All right, people. Boom. We're done. I got to set the other screen real quick, so you might as well be here for that, because I got to get ready to do that one again. We got to do one dedicated for, I hope we get a rain. I want rain today so bad. Like on days I want rain, we can't get rain, but I want rain because I want to do the screen outside in the rain. Let's bring this down, because we're done with this, so this is done. We're finished on that. Let's see. Ooh, man. How do I feel now? I feel absolutely great because they got me on a new treatment, and man, I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff I'm doing right now. Honestly, I feel fantastic. You know, I said God is good. Stuff is reacting and working with me well, and I can function a little better. You know. I have friends of mine who have respiratory issues, you know, and they squeeze off the inhaler and stuff, you know. Man, I would never imagine what their life was really like until I actually got a chance to experience it myself. Oh, they're cutting the grass today. That's something else too I have to trigger off too about the grass being cut. Found out that had nothing to do with it. All right. White screen savers. Remember that screen I just showed you where we put it against Crow's product and it was able to produce better contrast in the screen? Well, that's why I said that's how you have to do your tests. So when I'm just going to do a recap real quick. When we're testing out black screens, we show a white level first that you're seeing we're getting displayed, and then we take several materials of black surfaces and we throw it over the screen to see if the screen's going to be able to maintain a higher white level than the black surface. As you can see, the black surface doesn't have the capability to pull out a white level because it doesn't have color coding technology, which is embedded in the screens, allows the screens to see a white level, including color and all the other cool things you see right now. That's a lot to say, I know. All right, so the same thing as we display here on the black screen, anyone developing a gray screen is supposed to do the same thing, but in reverse. They're supposed to show the black surface, and they're supposed to show their screens, and they're supposed to show the contrast levels, which I showed you. That's the surface that we had against this product for those who were thinking, wow, that screen looks amazing. No, it doesn't. It can't pull a white level, which means your images are going to come out very, very dirty. But that's what you're supposed to display. So gray screens aren't supposed to be to display contrast levels. So what anyone developing a gray screen should be doing is they should be showing off black surface in the background and showing the gray screen and showing contrast levels as in a star field. Anyone doing black technology is supposed to be displaying their screen with white levels, white sheets of paper, white certified screens, as we already done already, and I'm doing the all white screen against other black surfaces to see what the results are. Ouch. So right here we have the speaker mesh. This right here is the cover for my sofa. That's also black. So even though we did this already, I felt the need that if I'm going to be on camera showing you his product not doing so well against black surface, then why not show you mine doing the opposite? See, I can back it up. All right, that's done. And this also too, for those of you who thinks that when you watch me do the demonstration, you're thinking, well, I don't need to buy your black products. I can do the same thing. Go ahead and do it. Mess up your freaking entertainment center. No. Because you're not going to be the pull white buttons. It's not going to come up. Let's try the black fabric or bed sheet. Can I just get a black bed sheet and do the same thing? No, you can't. Because those surfaces can't see white. That's why. Man, you know, I've been up all night long trying to figure out where to get a hologram customized paint label. I want to find one. I found two companies that may make it for me. Because it has to be a hologram. It has to be. Especially for, man, they really cut the crap out of that grass. I can smell that right over here. It has to be a hologram. So, I'm looking to get something with self-locking tops. And I want it to look really, really, really elegant, really nice. All right, so as you can see that, no, it's not picking up on this side. You can see, it's not working, but it cut the crap out of that grass. Now we were asked to do this in a demonstration. I was asked up front to do this live. I did this on my Black Nova. Crow asked me to be able to turn my screen around and show the black part of it, which we did, and got the same results on the Black Nova. Where the screen was not able to turn the screen dark. Now see that, Jamie? So I can come on here and I can do this demonstration so easy. We took all the surfaces, we put it against my screen, we showed the white levels. We took your screen, we took the same surfaces, we displayed contrast. Screens were able to produce better contrast in your screen. I can show a difference on mine, a huge difference you can on your product. See how that's done? Now let's see if the white side can turn my screen so dark you can't see it. So in order for my screen to be able to pick up those white levels that high, the colors that high, there has to be a white level in that technology for it to see it. Just like the UV mix can't pick up certain things because the white levels are too low. It produces too much black. "4K demonstrations. Remember the word Phoenix, Jamie, because it's going to cancel your product. Yep. And like I said, look at my demonstrations. Alone, this demonstration alone, just this one demonstration alone, has outmatched all his demonstrations. Think about it. You ever seen any test demonstration? You ever seen him perform any demonstrations like this at all? On any of his screen paints? Any of them? No. I'm able to put your product out there, and I'm able to put my product out there and show the advancement of my technology and show your product basically just failing at every level. Boom, 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 boom. Starfield screensaver. You know where it's at. Oh, let's go over here real quick. It's gonna be a hard. It's a nice, nasty. It's an interesting piece of work, isn't it? No black screen can produce a white level to match it. No white screen can pretty much come in and basically turn it dark. Can't turn my screen dark at all, period. My screen produces better color and better contrast. And the white levels are amazing for technology that dark. So you just watch me reverse that screen. Turn around, put it black, turn around, put it white. Then do another screen right against it, another 0.9. So we got a 0.9 elite screen and a 2.0 elite screen. You don't have one demonstration that can match this technology. Not any of our technologies. Yeah, your stuff is going to get canceled out real quick. Let's have some real quick. Blue screen. Your product is canceled, bro. Canceled. Cancel. That screen's only 5% done. It's a 5% formula. That's it. It hasn't even been outside yet. A 5% formula. It blew away every test we threw at it yesterday. And I threw a lot of tests at it. And it just kept coming back and saying, what else you got? The day yesterday we went in, we did the white level test, threw white screens all up against it. Showed nothing but white levels, white levels, white levels. Screen couldn't turn dark. We couldn't turn it dark. Came back in today, took all black surfaces, threw it against the screen. Which one pulls up the highest white level? Our screen, boom, pulls out high white levels. This is the reason why our product costs. You know how much this product is, and you wouldn't believe. I'm not even going to tell you. It's up there. It is way up there on what this stuff will cost for a quart of it. So before you sit there and say, oh, his product is too expensive, how about you pass some of the tests that our technology has to go through every day, and then maybe you'll get that reputation of your product being worth something. When you could beat 11 certified screens and do that on a ultra short throw, you can do that on a 190-degree viewing angle, you can push images outside and produce a perfect image, then you get the recognition from what your product, your paint is worth. But your paint isn't worth it. It's not even worth $75. It's not even worth $50. $15. That's what it's worth, because I had the same thing in a container downstairs, which is called my mix. All right, people, we're done here. I got to do it later on. I'm gonna do a dedicated simply for just showing off the black levels. Whew, I'm going to find some more black stuff around the house, because all we have right here is we have this, so we have the whatchamacallit that. And then we have this right here, the vinyl. With this, we have this. Turn this around the other way, so we have this ready before we come back in. Where goes that? Oh, that's now. That goes that phone off. So we have that. That's one. Let's see what else we can get. We got black mesh. We got black material. Let me see. We need something else black too. We'll find some other stuff we can get our hands on. Let me put all this stuff up. That's it for testing any more of this stuff. I mean, pretty much we're done. We don't really have to test anything else because, well, his stuff, we've already proven it. His stuff is no match for our stuff at all. So let's put him back in the corner where he belongs. He can stay over there. You know, next time you come on YouTube running your mouth, I got to come out here and teach you every single time. I got to scold you every time. Every time you want to test my products, every time you want to challenge my products, and every time you run your mouth on camera, this is what happens to your stuff. I had no intention of putting you against a black Phoenix. No intention at all whatsoever, because I knew it was going to happen. You couldn't even pass anything the screen could do. You didn't even pass any of the tests. Sat there and, what, man. The fact that everyday black material laying on my sofa right now, that mesh is better than your product. That mesh produces better color than your screen. It produces better contrast in your screen. Any one of those materials would do better than your product. That's a black level on a black paint. It's one side of the screen is black and one side is white. See that, Crow? That's what happens when you lay everyday black house paint against our screen. I thought I'd save that for last. And this is what happens because we painted on the white side. When you reverse it, and we just use the white side, it's not painted. Can you do that? All right, people, gotta go. God bless.